Motivators, here we are.
Right here.
I'm at the Jovenshire, and here we are with Leo Zombie, who's hitting his wire all over the place. Real professional.
What's up, guys? We're going to talk about some really fun things all around the Marvel Universe.
As much I do love DC, but man, Marvel's on just a killing spree. And you know what? Guardians, I loved it so much.
Yes. Guardians was
and I didn't even see it with you. I don't even know what you thought of it.
I know. This is the first time we're going to be talking about it together. We've purposely kept our silence for this moment.
It was so good.
It was good. It was great.
So Marvel right now, obviously, they're smart. Currently, schedule-wise, they are good all the way up until 2019, and that's only what they've announced. They are actually planning movies all the way through 2016 that is planned out, and they know what they want.
Wow.
And with Guardians being such an obscure set of characters and more in the Cosmoverse,
right?
They made it work.
Yeah.
Which now means they can do anything. Marvel can do anything they want. The big thing we want to focus on today on Bad Motivators is the comparison between Captain America 2, which came out earlier this year, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I will be the first one to say both movies, absolutely fantastic. I won't be the first person to say that. Everyone's
I was going to say, you're a little behind. The internet said that first.
Yeah. Captain America 2, in my opinion, one of my, I think is the best superhero movie to date, pacing-wise.
Whoa. Oh,
pacing-wise.
Good call.
You start off, action. A little bit of exposition, action. A little bit of exposition, action. Story, action. Story, action. End of movie.
Right. Within all that story and action, there's really classic character development there. And focusing on a very small crew this time. I mean, 3 primary characters, but in reality, it's all about Captain America. I mean, even in Thor, you had Thor, but you also had the Loki dynamic, and then you had the Warriors 3.
Too many people taken away from the limelight, whereas Captain, you got Black Widow there, but she's not pulling too much away. She's very pretty to look at, though. Same thing with Falcon,
Falcon was badass.
He's amazing, but he's there when he needs to be.
Right. He just follows that guy.
I'm Captain, you're there?
Well,
I'm not Captain. Now, don't get me wrong. The pacing on Guardians is not bad at all. It actually follows the same algorithm that Avengers had. For example, Guardians and Avengers, you have your big opening, first 30 minutes, lots of action. Then you have a lot of story development, the team comes together, then there's another big action scene. So for Guardians, the first action scene was the jail cell.
Before that, I'll even say that the first scene was extremely emotional.
The way that intro was done was fantastic.
Tugged at the heartstrings, man. It set a tone for the movie that you knew it was going to hit you hard.
And almost like a polar opposite. It starts off very, like you said, tugging at the heartstrings, and then cuts to, Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt, and it's funny. So the pacing between Guardians and Avengers is spot on, but I think Cap did it better in the sense where it was action, story, action, story, action, story, action, story.
I would say Captain America is a more story-driven movie, where Guardians is, although it has a cool story, it's much more visually compelling. Frankly, it looks like a comic book. It is the most comic book-like movie that I've seen so much. The colors are so vivid.
Since Batman set the precedence, everything needs to have your color tones are more normal, it's more down to earth, based in reality, whereas now Marvel can get away with it.
Guardians just crumpled it up and
reds.
Threw it out the window. And Avengers was on that tone too, but it did have more of a gritty feel, like you were saying, where Guardians of the Galaxy was just psychedelic. It was amazing. You know, one parallel that you can absolutely draw between Guardians and Captain America is that the central character is always highlighted. Even though Guardians of the Galaxy is about the team, Chris Pratt's character is the central aspect to the story. The movie starts with him, the movie ends with him. You follow him along the way. Captain America, although there are all these kinds of elements, you know he's part of the Avengers.
If anything, that's a good example saying that Guardians of the Galaxy may be a little bit better than Avengers, because in Avengers, you had your group of 5, but everyone was pulling for the spotlight at the same time.
Well, they were all main.
They have strong presence. Whereas this one, Peter Quill is the main character, and you have the other people there, which are just as important, but are really there to boost him up story.
But I do feel that by the end of the movie, I mean, yes, as you watch the movie, you know that everybody is a main character. You get that. But they're all at odds, you know? At the end of the movie, you're like, this is my team. These are my people.
It was everything that made Firefly great.
It was Firefly.
Yeah, it's exactly Firefly.
It's Firefly Wars Trek. Groot is Jane.
Groot is Jane. Well, let's be real here. Groot and Rocket Raccoon are the
Jane.
No. You have Groot and Rocket Raccoon. They're the new Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Yeah, well,
Hands down, that's exactly what they are.
There's actually a shirt like that already.
Already?
Yeah, like where Rocket's dressed as Han and Groot has the bandolier.
It makes sense.
This movie was Star Wars the arcade game.
Yep. This was
This
what
was-
Star Wars, the prequels, should have been.
They should have been wrapped up into
So,
one. And fun and funny and cool.
everything.
And yes.
We can praise this movie all we want,
Always.
but there were some negatives. There were some really strong negatives.
Let's get to that.
The bad guy in Guardians, Ronan, had the same exact problem as the bad guy from Thor 2. Their villains are very interchangeable. They always have like the big
One-dimensional.
villain that's out there that we know of, the Emperor Palpatine, if you will. But their Darth Vaders kind of suck.
Well, let's be honest. They're just kind of stringing together these villains. They're never A-tier villains. I mean,
Yeah.
you have Thanos, of course, but he's still behind the scenes.
Yeah. In Thor 2, whatever that bad guy, I don't even remember
The
his name.
elves, the dark elves.
They wanted to get the ether to destroy a planet.
Right.
And then in Guardians of the Galaxy, they wanted to get the gem to destroy a planet. Same fucking story.
But they're dispatching these bad guys. They're getting
Yeah.
rid of them. They're dead.
And
One-dimensional.
again,
dead.
it is just an equation to lead up to a movie like
Yeah.
Avengers or something.
But you're right, it is a little bit of a shame that we're not getting these villains. But you have Loki, who everybody loves,
Absolutely.
and he continues through the films because he has so many layers to him and he's complex. So you had him at least in Thor, but in Guardians you don't really get that.
And as funny as Dave Bautista was with Drax, some of the best lines in the movie,
Yeah.
I feel like his character was supposed to be like this. Drax the Destroyer, the
He
super badass.
Exactly. He didn't feel like he was
He had
very
a few-
destroyer bullying.
That's a word.
I'm making stuff up.
But then the first time he has his big fight with Ronan, he's getting his ass
It's
handed to him.
mollywopped.
And let's be real, everyone is gonna love Groot from now till 2026.
God.
Second, third tier hero that no one really knew about, and they said, hey, here's everything you need to know. I love these guys.
Yep.
Money.
And let's be honest, what makes a tiered hero? It's attention. If you can put anybody in the spotlight, they're going to be popular. These were just comics that never got picked up, but doesn't mean they were bad.
There's a little bit of all those characters in all of us.
I'm Peter Quill, and you're very Gamora.
Sexy as fuck.
But you can't dance.
At all.
So tell us what you thought of the movies.
Both
What
of
did
them.
you? Yeah, what did you think about
Yeah.
Cap? What did you think about Guardians and the whole Marvel franchise as a whole?
Yeah, also, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just came out. People are saying it's not as bad as people thought it would be, so let us know what you thought of that one. Maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Oh, that's my jammy jam. I love me some TMNT.
I hope it comes out great.
Leo.
I get it. I
You know.
Guys, thank you so much for watching Bad Motivators. I'm at the Jovenshire. This is at Leo Zombie. Till the next time, we'll see you later. There it is.